Hi everyone, we are back for mission 24 of the campaign. We are in chapter 2 now, which means that we have a few options to select from. We'll get to pick 2 of the 3. For this first one, I'm going to do Shadowshard, just because there is this unique trinket that's only available through this mission, and it's going to be incredibly helpful for a later mission called All That Glitters, that you just need to open as many chests as possible. So movement suddenly becomes awesome, which this is a big help for. Also, there's plenty of tough enemies to show off our new powers on, so we'll definitely be doing that one. To talk through the character loadout things, the main difference from the previous levels, we hit level 14, which allowed us to now purchase Revenant Shards and Worm's Baits, the highest level trinkets from enemies, directly from the shop. So we were able to get all of our town upgrades. So there's quite a few differences to talk through. So one of which is we get a 5th card across all the characters. So we're bringing our usual 4 on Rogue: Smoke and Mirrors, Sneak Attack, Greed is Good, and Sense Weakness. I am adding in Slice Twice here as an option with more movement if I don't want to do teleport versions here. There's a lot of teleport or starting adjacent, so this is just a more flexible option. The alternative that I would consider is probably Soul Thief. However, with the move 4 and no move 1 on the end, the move is a little bit clunkier. Especially if I'm trying to get Shroud back. And also, this is great, sure, to steal buffs, and in certain situations this is very good, but in practice, the damage of this is very comparable to Slice Twice if I do have Shroud, and this is very easy to maximize. I simply have Shroud and it does everything that it should. This one I have to start considering enemies, what buffs they have, what buffs I have, and then if I have extra buffs, I lose all of them anyway. So it can be a little bit more of a requirement to set up, which makes me prefer the ease of use of Slice Twice. Then for the Ranger, with our 5th card, I'm just going to bring both of our AoE attacking options between Piercing Arrow and Wild Bloom. I do like that single target option as before, a movement option, and then our stun, which is we'll be doing a lot of this as well, but I find that having some AoE flexibility is just going to be really nice. We don't need the single target damage from Volley when we have Scout ahead plus the Rogue with Sense Weakness. As far as the Vanguard goes, I'm actually bringing Split the Earth. I just don't, as a 5th card, none of these remaining cards I really enjoy, between this being more utility than we need if we already have Preparation. Leapfrog is just kind of clunky and lackluster for single target. Buster, I don't like losing all of my grit, and Smash is just more cool in theory than it is in practice, as you can't usually line up like 3 or 4 enemies behind the enemy you're attacking. So what I'm doing instead is bringing both my cards that can get me 2 grit on a single turn, so Preparation if I push, and then Into the Fray from move and attack. And then I'm bringing just my 3 different area attack options. So if I want a leap into a circular AoE, or if I want, singular jump but an AoE in front of me, this will be really awesome with our items that I'll show off here in a second, with our trinkets. And then Split the Earth if I want to move, attack, move in, this unique line format. So I'm just bringing 3 AoE options and 2 grit builders. So the equipment is where things took the biggest change. So we were able to unlock all of the weapons and trinkets at the highest level, at least from upgrades. We don't have Zuri's weapon yet, the romance option. We haven't had enough dialogues yet to get there, but we will be swapping that eventually. What you've seen I've swapped out for is from lava rock things into Oozewhack chandeliers, and these are wildly strong, arguably the best trinket in the game by a large margin, and I'll try to show this off in the mission itself, and I'll do a bit more explaining once you can see this. But it's funny because the previous upgrade of the chandelier is, I would say, okay, and then suddenly when you get to this max tier of chandelier, it suddenly goes from okay to just outrageously powerful. So the reason why is you get to spawn all of those oozlings, and oozlings are individually incredibly strong. So being able to create 6 of them is really, really powerful. So we're swapping out our lava rocks for these, and then my weapon is I'm going to swap to Marrow Gem as a mitigation option. We're going to be doing 12 damage all the time. Like, we're going to start hitting really hard. And so I'll have 3 heals very consistently from round to round if I need them. And so with the Vanguard taking hits, I thought it made sense for them to have this on their inventory. For the Ranger, I'm still waiting on that last weapon swap to get Zuri's, it's called Pride Saver. Until then, I'm just going to leave this as Horde Heart so I can maybe not pick up the gold piles and leave them for the Rogue to get buffed from Greed is Good. So that's kind of my thought process there. And then we've upgraded to the maximum Lava Rock rarity, which allows us to do a equivalent of Strength in 8 across the party, 4 on yourself, 4 on someone else that you target, which means that losing the 4 on their own from Lava Rocks isn't really a big deal for the Vanguard because we still have the same across the party. So we can still maximize this, and I like having Lava Rocks on the Ranger so then they can consistently trigger their Skull Rattle shot for the stun or the bonus from Snipe. So that's why I'm choosing to go with Lava Rocks on the Ranger. As far as the Rogue, yeah, another Oozewhack Chandelier from them. We've swapped that from the stun from Venom Mind. You'll see that this is way more powerful than a stun in most cases. And I've swapped the weapon out to Bright Break. You could argue that Tusk Charger is still more convenient. You can trigger it more frequently, so this could be better. However, my thought process behind Bright Break is that if I'm doing its hero time with the Vanguard and I need to jump next to the Rogue, that this might trigger more frequently. So, you know, getting the blind is really amazing, and the strength and like all the effects of this weapon are great if you can trigger it. So we'll see if we can make that happen. As far as fate cards go, nothing really changed yet. That will change quite a bit once we do get Pride Saver because you're heavily incentivized to have +2s. So I'll show that off once we get there, but for now this is very similar from before. Alright, so let's jump in and give this a shot.
You return to the Shadowed City and...
Okay. So we have a Revenant right in front of us, and we have a Revenant further back here. There's a lot of enemies, but they are far away. But we do have some teleporters if we want to get in their face immediately. The point of this mission is to throw all of these barrels into the pit over here. But we have so much time to do so, I'm not going to really worry about that now, and first just focus on stabilizing against these enemies. Now with this Revenant being right next to this pit, you'd think this would be a good idea to push them off. But the developers thought of this and have made them adaptable, which means that if it moves into a pit, instead of actually taking unlimited damage and instantly dying, it instead just takes 4 and comes back out. So that's not as useful as one might think, unfortunately. But with our Ranger at the perfect distance, we're going to get that, show off that combo here of Scout Ahead. Definitely. And what we're going to be able to show off too is the Oozewhack Chandelier adding in extra weaken means that we're going to very easily take out this Revenant with damage to spare, just between our Ranger and Rogue. So I'll show that off here shortly. Which means that I kind of am just trying to figure out what I want to do with the Vanguard. Now one option that I do see is this person is by a pit and we do want to deal with them. What I could do is 1, 2, 3, 4, push them off, and then with 5 I could get back in range of something. I think that's probably the play. Yes, I will be somewhat in danger, but I have Oozewhack's Chandelier, which will give me some defensiveness if I can survive for a bit, which I think I want to do. So let's start with that. Let's do a Into the Fray so I can get 2 grit. Usually at the beginning of the mission, I'm heavily focused on preparation or Into the Fray if I can swing it. So let's do that. And it's the perfect move 5 that we need to make this happen. So let's do Into the Fray. Teleport over.
As you reach the edge of this lookout,
This is just telling us, yes, we need to throw these off the cliff. So I can push this person into the abyss. Now, while we're standing here, I'm going to trigger Oozewhack so I'm not adjacent to anyone. This allows me to summon the maximum number, all 6. And that's the nice thing about trinkets, is you can do it, unlike weapons, you don't have to wait to the beginning or end of the turn. You can do it in the middle of actions, which is super sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and trigger this now. Create a bunch of oozes. That's fine, they teleported away. But what we want to do is just get in here. And I think I want to try dealing with this skeleton a bit. I mean, I know they're going to come up to me and still be able to attack me, but maybe this Revenant pushing them... If it pushes them off, that'd be good, but it'll probably just push them to the side. Yeah, I can take a hit. I can take a couple hits. I'm the Vanguard. So yeah, let's go for this enemy here. Okay. And I'm going to save summoning because I would lose out on 3 Oozewhacks if I tried to do it again. But you can see with these Oozlings why they're so good. This move 4 is really a long distance, and they do 5 damage. So if I'm able to summon 6 of these, this is the equivalent of, if each of them gets to attack, 30 damage per round, as well as they can also basically take hits like as if you were blinding the enemy. Like, sure, you lose an Oozling, but it means if you don't get attacked, then they have completely blocked that damage. So this trinket either provides 6 blinds or 30 damage per round, or somewhere in between, which is why it's so hard to justify using other trinkets. 30 damage a round is absolutely insane. So, yeah, let's pull off our combo here. With the Ranger, I do just want to summon a bunch of oozes with them too. But they don't have that, that's alright. Let's do our, well, like we were saying, let's get the scout ahead. Wow, and that's another debuff. This is gonna be crazy. So I'm just gonna go grab some gold, I guess. 1, 2, 3, yeah. I guess I could move this onto there. Yeah, I don't mind that. Start making progress towards this. So now that's getting close. Expose this person. Alright, so this is where this combo just becomes crazy. So you'll see here in a moment, sense weakness. Let's go here. So 23, however, if we Oozewhax, it's another 4 weaken, which 4 times 2 is an extra 8 damage. And so this will now suddenly be a crazy amount of damage. So we'll have plenty to spare, and we end with Shroud very easily. And so there's that extra damage, so we have extra healing if we need. So I'm just going to skip this, and we'll see how this goes. Okay. Lose 1 Oozling, that's that pseudo blind, so we didn't have to take that damage ourselves, which is amazing. Sure, we're gonna get hit by the Revenant a few times, but our friends will do some work here. Okay. Only need 1, and they do nothing. Great, they didn't take the teleporter either. So yeah, now that the enemies have gone, all these allies are going to go, and you'll see them just bully all of these enemies. It's just insane. This is the power of Oozewhax. taken out there. The range, like move forward. That person was way in the back and still able to get to them. So you can see how powerful this is. What I'm going to do... What I think I want to do is blind this Wraith. So what I can do here... Oh, let's summon those. Sure. I'm not going to be using Greed is Good back here, so I think I'm just going to move forward. What do we have? Okay. So we have a lot of oozes on the field. What I think I want to do is a Smoke and Mirrors plus Terror Strike, so I can move on to this one, take out this Bone Pile, and get next to the Wraith. I think that's probably the ideal here. It's too bad that jumping on here will teleport me, because that is a nice blade fall option. Although I could... Oh yeah, and I can also just heal myself. So that's great. I don't think I have to worry about this Elite Revenant too much. I can just simply stun him and let the oozes do their thing. Well, let's start with the Rogue. I think I want to do this for sure. He only has exposed one. Yeah, so let's Smoke and Mirrors. Terror Strike Drum. Nope, wrong one. We want to go to this one. So this doesn't count as move, so I do need to walk somewhere first. And what I can do is actually this. So we definitely want to blind the Wraith. Oh wow, this gives me some movement options. Do I want that? Doesn't matter because my next ability is making one too. Unless I want it, well, because I want to. Actually, yeah, this works. So now I can teleport from this location to put my decoy here as opposed to there. We'll just keep working on this enemy. Now what we can do here is I could Ooze Wax with a hero time and stand here and just take out all of these guys. That's probably the coolest option here. And heck, we can even make some Ooze Wax to show you the scaling of this. So this is a cool combo you can do as well with Ooze Wax and the Vanguard. So we can jump here. I'm doing this so I can summon as many oozes as possible, so 4. And it still has the range to hit all of them. So now I can summon this. Sure, we lose a little gold, no big deal. And we've weakened the Rogue, but I don't think it matters at this point. But now we are surrounded by friends, and so now this hits like an absolute truck. So, easy peasy. Oh my goodness, and we have... Oh, don't walk off the cliff. Don't walk off the cliff. Oh, I didn't think about that. That was very lucky. Yeah, defeating that person means I could have randomly chosen to walk off the cliff. Well, we'll take that. We got lucky. Where do I want to move? Ooh, we do have Bright Break, too. Oh my goodness. And I was adjacent. Yeah, so that's exactly why I was trying to trigger that. And we can heal ourselves again, too. do I just want to get ready for these next enemies? Like, the ranger's taking care of this, and the oozes are taking care of the rest. So yeah, I think I will do that, of just get myself ready for the next enemy wave coming out. And I think I'm done grabbing gold, so I think that's fine. So yeah, we can skull rattle shot this person. And what I think I'll do is, while we're waiting, I'll do this. There's like no enemies left. I might as well start using some of these trinkets. I'm just gonna straight up murder this person. They won't even need to do the attacks. Oh, excellent. I think I will trigger this. Why not? And then yeah, why not? I can trigger this too. If I can clear out a bone pile and my weak, that just seems kind of nice. We can start making our way towards something. So let's do that. One. Get rid of our weaken. Heal ourselves back to full. And sure, we can grab a Horde Heart trigger as well. So as you can see, we have this very well in hand. There's not even anything for them to attack at this point. Look how much damage is sitting on the field right now. It's absolutely insane. Alright, with the Vanguard, I think with the Rogue, we just start working on these chests and these barrels with greed is good. Because, you know, I think the Vanguard and the Ranger can handle these pretty safely here. We've used all our trinkets. It's just the lava rock that we have left. I'm going to leave that just in case something scary pops out. With the Vanguard, how much are we doing here? Now what I could do is, yeah, it's hero time to get 2 allies, and that would be it. Yep, I think that's pretty sweet. So now that there's allies littering the field, it makes it very easy to find these it's hero time options. So yeah, once again, we did plenty of damage, so we have another Marrow Gem just waiting. I think with the Ranger, I'm going to start working on these barrels too. So, Ranger, this can just be a Skull Rattle. I get to move that and stun. Great. Those are all over here now, so our Rogue can deal with that. And now we can simply stun this person, and the oozes can do their thing. Alright, so let's just start working on these barrels. Greed is good. Grab this chest. Yeah, why not? I can be greedy. Okay. Monsters are doing nothing. Oozes will now take care of this entire map. They won't get close enough on the bottom one, unfortunately. 2, 3, 4. This 1, 2, 3, 4. This one will. Oh my goodness. The range of these things are absolutely crazy to me. Wow, we're moving a lot of things with the Vanguard. Our Vanguard has moved halfway across this map just from the swaps from these things. Alright, this is actually great. Our Rogue is now really close to these barrels, and then this one will do the final hit. Great. Sure, we can get some more Horde Heart. Once again, we're in like such a strong position. It just doesn't matter what we do here. So I think we set up with the ranger here, and if I do snaring vines, it'll give us the auto strengthen, which means I'll be ready for another skull rattle on whatever pops out. So I think that is probably the play here. So we can just work on, I think I want to get to that maybe. So what I can do is with the Vanguard actually run up here, and then I know I could get this chest, but I kind of want my Vanguard down here dealing with these. Do I want to do that first? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can just be set up and ready. Seems pretty sweet. Or do I want to be on the upper side? Actually, I could leap from there, so I could still be prepared. So let's do, as the name implies, preparation. I'm just gonna go for this chest, sure. And then I actually don't want to move, because then I could do a leap from here. Alright, so we are at maximum grit. The rogue is going to do rogue things here. Grit is good. And I'm right next to these too, so I can do... So this doesn't cost any movement. I could just end this right now. Yeah, I could end this right now. 7 rounds left. That's absolutely insane. No enemies on the field. Both chests looted. I'm interested to see what comes out here. We'll see, and then if it's anything interesting, if it's another Revenant, we'll show off some more Oozling bullying, and if not, I'll end it next round. And so we just need to do some Snaring Vines to... I don't know. Where do I want to end? Guess I can start working my way over there. And I guess it just doesn't matter. Make vines for the oozlings. So I can grab this. I'll be able to very easily grab things after we're done. Okay, so allies doing nothing. Let's see what pops out. Give us a Revenant so we can do some more bullying. Nope. Just 2 skeletons. Alright, well if that's the case, let's just end this. Rogue. You can see how powerful this is, right? We are at full health. We're all, you know, maximum grit. We have Shroud. We have buffs. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 oozlings, which represents 12 times 5, which is 60 damage, or 12 blinds. You can see now that we don't actually need damage on the team, we just need stuns, because if the oozlings can survive, then they are going to be doing all the damage for us. So that's going to be a common theme here in future missions. Just wanted to show this one off here. So yeah, let's make this happen. 3 is good. And that is GG. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. See you in the next one.